Oh, no, we beat the Binding of Isaac. Oh, so we start again?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What could it mean?
I don't...
Stanley
Do you
decided
want to
go
keep
the
playing this
meeting.
game?
Perhaps he'd
I'm interested.
Really?
In how it
Okay.
goes. You don't have to.
Okay, well, I just want to play a game where, like, we're playing a game.
Right. This isn't much of that.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I kind of want to find another, like,
Stanley
double...
another
came
Kirby
Yeah.
set
Oh.
of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Or you could go straight.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Can you fall? Oh.
But in his eagerness Stanley led the people and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you're a very path.
Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna do what he tells me to do and see how that ends.
Okay, I think it's basically to do exactly what you did, except click off at the end instead of on.
And then that's the end?
That's the one. That's what he told you to do, right?
Stanley's
Yeah.
office was a
So,
distant memory.
left of the
What did it
door,
look like?
then.
It was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo?
Maybe-
Why
Why
is he saying different things now?
I think every time you play it, you
Stanley
get a
came to a
different
set
ending.
of 2 open doors.
Because he
entered the
says that
door on his left.
he's like a benevolent god, right?
Yeah.
So,
Got a nice
oh
voice.
jeez, I'm so...
Yet there was not a single
Tips for not getting
person
fired.
there
What are the
either.
tips? Wait, I want to
Don't get fired. Talk less.
Talk less. Don't get
Stanley decided to go
How do
up
you tip
to
him?
his boss's office, hoping he might
Okay,
find
so you
an
go.
answer that
Come
You
on.
could go down. Wait, no, you said. I thought you were
Stanley
gonna.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
All
You
right.
can't tell me what to do.
I thought you were going to let him.
Oh,
play.
this is
But
kind of
Stanley
creepy.
It's just a
just
car.
couldn't do it.
I don't know, it's very
Considered
ominous.
the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
It's reasonable.
All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then
Are we just
something
walking in
occurred.
I
circles?
think so. I recognize that.
Maybe,
blank.
he thought to himself, maybe
Okay,
I am
if we see the
crazy.
car again, then we know where.
All of my co-workers
Yep, okay.
blinking mysteriously
This is
out
really
of existence
creepy.
in a single moment for no reason
can't
at
go back.
all. None
This
of it
reminds me of that.
made
You know that
logical
one horror
sense.
game?
And as
Oh, what, the
Stanley
one in the
pondered
house?
this,
Yeah,
he began to make
the new
another
Silent Hill that got
strange
canceled.
observation.
S-E-T or something?
Oh, it was
Why
playable
did he
trailer.
see
PT.
PT.
when
Yeah.
it looked dark? Why did doors close
But, you know,
automatically
significantly less
behind him
creepy.
wherever he went? And for that matter,
Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
What he simply repeated. No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Oh.
He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
I don't know if
His
walking actually getting
co-workers
you
weren't
anywhere.
actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So,
What's the mug say?
he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whew.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too
Oh.
appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
I've never been able to
Then
have one of those
perhaps
dreams.
the strangest
Me
question
neither.
of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
You can make yourself do
Why
it.
is
Yeah, I've
there
heard,
a
but it's like
voice in
I've
my
also heard it's
head
kind of like.
Do you also get like
Everything
extremely
that I
like
do.
night terrors?
Yeah, so I'm like, is it
Now
worth
the voice was
it?
describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I am dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he
So you're
thought
talking
it all
seriously.
very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that
If it's not a dream, then how come we were able to make stars appear?
I think maybe this game is like trying to be deep.
is as awake right now as he's ever been.
I was joking about earlier, but I think maybe this is actually
Actually
an
an allegory.
allegory. Yeah.
Shocked Stanley.
It might be like how we're all just like pushing buttons at the job.
But
Whatever.
this
It's all
was in fact
pointless. I guess I don't know.
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment
Yeah,
ago?
yeah, exactly.
How else would the voice explain all
I'm on board
that?
with Stanley.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
By killing himself like
That
last
this
time, that
was
worked.
he. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
I think it's gonna.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife,
No, he's married.
and my job.
Oh,
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
You're just like still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real.
music
Please, just someone tell me
pretty
I'm real.
creeped
I
out.
must be
Ooh,
real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
This game is weird.
Isn't it?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I thought this was the story of Stanley.
Maybe Stanley is a
woke up
figment
on a
of
day like
Mariana's.
another.
Oh, maybe.
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important
He's
people
weird.
whose impressions of her would have
I actually really like it.
Yeah,
by
it's
extension,
interesting,
the
though.
rest of her life. She had no time for this.
I didn't see this coming, I'll be
moment
honest.
that she stood there,
So is the office
staring
all a
down
figment of his
the body.
imagination?
And then she turned and ran.
I guess. Yeah. Or in that ending.
In this ending.
That ending.
Oh, this is so odd.
Here we go.
Oh, I meant to talk to you about this for some reason. Like, I don't know why. It's completely unrelated. But my favorite parts in The Office
Yeah.
are
I mean,
when...
we're in an office. So
Yeah,
it's not
my
gonna
favorite part of The Office are when, like, the camera breaks the fourth wall.
Oh yeah, when they're like.
Like, what was it? Like, they were pulling a prank on Dwight, right? And the cameraman, like, runs over to Jim and, like, points towards, like, Dwight. Like, I thought that was, like, really funny. And, like,
Well, because a lot of times I forget that like
yeah,
they're doing some kind of documentary
Uh-huh.
until like the characters like. A lot of them like, no, you can't come in here. You can't come in
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right. And then like I'm like, oh, forgot. Right.
Like, another instance is, like, when Pam was in New York for her art school.
Yeah.
And, like Jim went over to visit, and they went into their room to schooly poop.
Yeah, and
and
they were like-
he tricked the camera into going outside the room and
Oh,
locked the
yeah,
door
that's
behind him.
right,
And he,
that's
like,
right,
looked down at the ground, like, dejectedly.
I like all the like the eye contact.
Stepping into
Yeah.
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover.
You gonna listen to everything he says this time?
Human life. What could it
Kinda wanna
be?
escape.
Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the
6'8".
boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation.
Did the...
But his attention
Does the
was
code
caught
change
by
every
a
time?
keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad
Oh,
guided the
dang it.
terrible
Ah,
secret
dang- okay.
that lay buried
284.
below his feet. Stanley was in
Okay,
such
cool.
a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible. He decided to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few
Oh, my
moments.
God.
Music.
It's punishing you. punished for playing the game quickly, Sean.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
What?
Huh.
Maybe I want to try escaping this
You want to try
time.
to escape?
Yeah.
Okay. Take the one left.
Maybe I'm just gonna follow what the narrator says, actually.
I'm interested to see what happens.